I think I'm live. Possible I'm live. I told the machine to make me live. Oh, okay. I'm getting an on-air signal. I appear to be live. There appears to be, well, people talking in chat. Audio is good. Excellent. We have Crafty, Place of Old and Combi. Welcome all. Welcome to the Monday night SciFiAIguy stream. It's on tonight. Yeah, it's my habit to say it's the Monday night stream, even though I don't stream any other night. But anyway, it is a stream. It is Monday night, and as usual, we will be playing a science fiction game and analysing its AI elements, if any. And at the moment, we are. This is episode 4, I believe. This will be episode 4 of Read-Only Memories. I'm going to skip this thing again because it's loud, and I think we're all pretty much across the plot. Anyway, what happened last session? What happened last session? I know that it ended with an old dude in a hospital who I was very suspicious of, and, you know, still am a bit. I mean, he was sort of if I recall, he was sort of a centrist in the whole thing. He was friends with the guy who started Human Revolution, but not as extreme as that, but also not a big fan of the corporation Parallax because they were unwilling to pay what was required to secure the meshnet, the massive information network. I think that's correct. I feel like that's true. Combi2K says, lost the plot. Right there with you, buddy. Right there with you. Place of Old. Oh, forgot to bring home your work to do tonight. Oh, no. So is this classroom prep? Is that it? Is it a classroom prep thing? I mean, we could help you make something up.
2064 AD.
Or it's incredibly difficult and we'll ruin it, but you know, we'll have fun in the attempt. Got a bit of soft drink ready to go. Final 4 interview. Ah, so you're prepping for, yeah, so this is like the parent-teacher thing, yeah? Oof. I cannot even imagine. When I did not even 6 months work as a teacher, so very minimum, and it was, you know, university teaching, so very different. Most of my employable time has been spent working in retail, and I would interact with customers. Not initially, but over time, I was pushed to the customer side of things until that was basically all that I did, and under no situation was I required to take that one step deeper, which is to say, if I sold somebody something, it was unlikely that I would then have to have a long talk with the parents of the person who I sold something to, right? Like, what I'm trying to say in an incredibly long-winded way is that I have no analog for that experience. And this is what I mean when I can't even begin to imagine. I can take a guess as to what it might be like, but there's nothing in my life that maps onto it. So, yeah, it scares the hell out of me. Yeah, it sounds rough. Sounds like rough stuff. Well, I mean, if you can't do it now, at the very least, it can't be done, which means, you know, you might as well try and relax. I'm not saying relaxation will be achieved, but an attempt can be made, perhaps. Let's play it. Let's play the game. It's 7:06. It's been over 5 minutes. Oh, is it gonna let me? Is it gonna keep doing this? There we go. That's what we want. Place of Old is generally 15 minutes of me blathering on and using a whole bunch of key phrases that try to kindly tell parents that their child needs to pull their finger out. Oof. Yeah, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Hang on, why does it say continue in the park? We weren't in the park. Where are my saves? Okay, thank God. Yeah, I have to speak to Deckard Kane? Rick Deckard? Descartes. Yeah, this is the most recent one. What? Really? Hang on. 2016. Oh no, that's because I made multiple saves in the same day. Don't mind me. Got a bit confused there. Also, I think the PlayStation is registering the wrong time. These times are very wrong. We're only off by like, what, an hour? 2 hours? An hour! 2 hours. Something to that effect. Alright, yep, speak deck. Let's do it. Load. Yeah, so we got hospitalized. Yeah, we went back to Hayden's place. So let's try and talk it through. We went to the park. We started at the park. We were talking to our cop friend. To get our cop friend's attention, we had to frame the free water robot for the Froyo massacre, basically, which was cruel and unkind. And then we talked to our cop friend, and then we stole their ID so that we could sneak into Hayden's apartment, because we still need to get the drive, because we needed to get the drive for Tomcat, who was in the nightclub. I think that's right. That all seems right to me. That all seems accurate.
Should I call downstairs to have you discharged?
Yes. Yeah, let's leave. Let's speak to Deck, whoever Deck.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, consequences for our actions. I didn't even want to steal the ID, but, you know, the game was pretty insistent. Basically handed it to me on a plate, so... What's wrong with me at the moment is that I'm an adventure game protagonist. Which means I act as if there aren't any consequences, and get really pissed off when there are.
I can't believe that you're still pulling the exact same shit you were years ago, but this time it's truly unreal. Do you even realize how bad impersonating a police officer is? It's a felony, jackass.
Yes.
I should be slapping cuffs on you and dragging your sorry ass off right now.
You absolutely should.
Detective Rivers, wait! I'm sorry. The plan to lift your credentials and use them to access Hayden's apartment was entirely mine.
I just aided and abetted this crime. That's all.
Also, I feel it necessary to mention that though you are understandably upset, such language and imagery is beneath you as a respected officer of the law.
You imperious little shit.
Oh great, the robot did it, huh? I guess I'll just take you to jail then instead. That what you want? Don't even try to take all the blame. I know that a certain someone lent you a helping hand. It isn't like you have the hardware to pull that off alone, little bot.
Well, to be honest...
You do?
Detective Rivers, I think I'll tell you the whole truth, since my friend here trusts you. Keep it under your hat, though, metaphorically. I am no ordinary ROM, but actually a prototype designed to be the first fully sapient machine. I suspect creating me is the main factor behind Hayden's disappearance, beyond his day-to-day research for Parallax. My name is Turing.
Gotta say, there's a lot of recap in this game that if I was playing it non-stop, I think I would find frustrating. But right now it's nice. It's working for me, because I keep popping back in and I keep getting these little tidbits. Also, it's just generally well written. It's not heavy-handed.
Whew. Okay. Hi, Turing. Well, that is a damn bigger problem than you first let on, huh, old pal? The first machine sapient. People are gonna have things to say about that.
Yeah, Lexi got derailed real quick.
Especially the human revolution. Ugh. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. You sure know how to get yourself dropped in the drink. What the hell am I supposed to do with the two of you?
I feel like that's your decision, police officer.
I guess I'm letting you off the hook.
Oh no.
This time, and only because this time I can let you get away with it safely.
This is... You are enabling. You are enabling an adventure game protagonist. That is a horrible
idea. I doubt
idea.
anyone will notice your manipulation of that NSFPD ROM, nor that I was apparently in two places at once. But mostly because I think you're right. Someone higher up in the department is trying to delay any search into Hayden's disappearance. Here's the story. Apparently, the investigations you ran into this morning were about the lock on the apartment door being reported broken by a neighbor. The building couldn't reach Hayden, so they went ahead and got it fixed on their own, but the NSFPD sent a bot to check things out and guard the place for a while afterward, right? Standard procedure, treating it as a break-in. Have someone there for when Hayden shows up. Obviously, you and I know there's a bigger story. But when I filled out the missing person report, I was informed in no uncertain terms that I am to wait an entire 48 hours before I can upgrade the existing case. Why? Just on the off chance the door being busted and Hayden being missing are unrelated and my search screws something up for the completion of the break-in report. As if. There's a problem if you're so by the book you're getting paper cuts. And that was before all of this happened. The chief's not happy about whoever took the bot out. That's who they're after now. They won't even care if Hayden never shows.
Oh, okay, so somebody... Yeah, so they got past the bot by destroying it.
Today's assault and the vandalization of our apartment will only make the entire situation more confusing and sensitive for the police.
There's too many moving parts to piece anything together, and it's not fun trying to argue with the bureaucrats that one thing happened over another. These little incidents of smashing shit and spray paint sound more like Froyo Stand 2.0 to them than a serious abduction.
And I suppose I won't be very useful as a witness to the kidnapping without explaining the makeup of my being to the entire department, which will only scandalize things further. Darn it all.
Done!
Look, it's not being squashed completely, so I don't think anyone's been bought. But until there's undeniable proof Hayden was taken by force, they're gonna care more about the poor doorknob and some paint on the walls than him being missing. Which means somebody definitely has some influence, enough to buy themselves time by forcing me to follow protocol to a T. Not that I will, but I'm gonna have to keep things quiet.
It sounds like it's going to be up to us.
Yeah. So stop messing around.
AI bots.
There's certainly a story here, but if you keep botching your moves, you'll blow it. I'd really rather you not be involved at all, but I know that isn't going to happen at this point. I've got a bad feeling people are going to end up dead over this. I don't want you to be one of them, buddy. And I really don't want to be the one making that call to your sister. Please.
That would be so inconvenient. Oh, my time. I'm sorry, Lexi. I'll be careful, I promise. I can handle myself. No.
Yeah, I know. Just here.
Here's a gun and my badge. It's a gun. Can I have your badge?
Use it if you have to.
Is it the same thing we got hit with? Thanks, I hope I won't need it. I want to know if we got hit with it.
It's not. This is a medium-range electrolaser pistol. It uses a low-power laser to create a channel of ionized gas to complete a circuit between the gun and the target, then discharges a considerable amount of current into the air. Think of it as a wireless taser of the older variety. This is a more suitable personal defense weapon, and it is legal to carry in NeoSF without a license.
Oh, wow.
The neural scrambler we were attacked with uses a powerful electromagnetic field to disrupt electrical signals in the target's nervous system. That's far more dangerous and prone to be permanently damaging to the target. You got lucky.
I told you to get a weapon, but you didn't, so I picked it up on the way here. Be smart with it.
Well, thanks for all the enabling.
I'll be in touch if I find anything out, but don't hold your breath. My superiors are going to keep leaning on me to do nothing.
Oh, I'm plenty enabled for now, thank you.
Back to the grind, I guess. See ya. Stay safe.
Yeah, I will with my zapper.
Thank you for your time, Detective Rivers.
A fucking space taser.
You should talk to the receptionist and formally check out before we go anywhere.
Cool.
We should also look for Dr. Fairlight's assistant, Mr. Decker. He should be somewhere around.
Decker, gotcha. Gotcha. Alright. One moment of sipping beverage and checking up on chat. Place of old asking, did she just hit him? It's a good question. There's been plenty of Lexi's lines where she turns face onto the camera The whole thing shakes. My controller shakes. It's very physical. It's very real. Alright. Hassie vending machine.
Look, they have a Hassie machine.
Hassie!
I've read that a lot of people have switched over from their favorite colas and energy drinks to just Hassie.
Hassie.
They have so much Hassie, including Mango Hassie, Hassie Light, Hassie Zero, Hassie Infinity, Salty Lassie Hassie, Berry Hassie, Super Large Hassie, and many more.
That's so strange.
I wish I could have a Hassie. I wonder how my neurotransmitters would attempt to simulate the taste for me.
Well, you would have to have some conception of taste first. Like, it's ridiculous. Also, I like the narrative implications of Turing being sapient and in control of their shit, and then just near Hassie they flip out and they're just all about Hassie. Combi 2K, Fruity Odie Bar. Yep, I get the reference, because that was a reference.
It's impressive how much Hassie gets consumed and how it quickly overtook all major sodas in just a few years.
It's impressive how much Hassie gets consumed and how quickly it flows through the human system and into the canals of Neo-SF. It's full of estrogen.
Is Hassie really that good? What? Of course it is. Hassie is always the best. I hate that jingle.
What's wrong, Turing?
I'm really confused.
Just stay calm.
I feel as if I don't totally understand my relationship with this drink.
Okay, so there is actual narrative implications for this. I like this.
I'm not sure why it's affecting me so.
You want to talk about it?
Yes, please. I thought I was in total control of my processes. I seem to have some sort of pre-programmed affection for this sugary beverage. I've noticed it before in other ROMs. The inexplicable desire to vouch for and promote Hassie to anyone who ever sees it or hears about it.
And not just vouch for it, but vouch for it poorly. Like, Turing said all of the great lines, but the word Hassie was so clearly the same sound clip that it sounded creepy, right? So while it has been edited together for humour, narratively it actually makes slightly less sense.
Could it be that all ROMs have an affinity for Hassie pre-built on our core Lips OS? I could try removing that without messing up my core systems.
No, you don't have to do that.
Should I?
No. Not worth the risk, Turing.
Yeah, if this means I love a drink I can't imbibe, that's not the worst thing that could happen to me.
Yeah, better that than to root around in your own brain.
Thanks for listening.
I mean, you understand your brain better than I do, but you asked for my advice, so I'm going to tell you to be careful because my only understanding of brains is my own, and no. Don't do that. You pick a Hassie Crassy and drink it. You feel recovered.
Very good. Isn't Hassie the best?
That's hardly a fair trade, and it won't work. Alright. Headphones. The Hassie jingle. What a surprise. Hassie. You won't get a free Hassie from zapping it. Okay, so now I can use ray gun on everything. This is going to be interesting. If you want a Hassie, you have to pay using Lips Pay linked to your ID card. Well, I already did that. Plant. You're reminded of your much less healthy plant at home. I don't know, a plant will remember this. Super spoiled milk. That's not fertilizer. It's not even close. Well, there are things growing in it. Surely it's an analog. Isn't the idea supposed to be to talk to plants rather than listen to them? If not, it should be. This one won't budge. Okay. Hang on. All the foliage of Neo-SF exists only to mock you. You glare at the greenery, stare those leaves down. You're reminded of your... Yeah, okay, cool. A cute little cleaner ROM scrubbing the floors. It really seems to be trying to get a specific area spotless. You can't help but cheer the little ROM on, you know? Okay. The cleaner ROM hesitates as it observes your ID card. It's only built for scanning smudges on the floor. Okay. Which would be the cuter ROM to destroy? This thing or SciFiAIguy? Was Alfie the water bot? Also, why am I trying to destroy a ROM? I don't think that's... Again, this is the use an item. I want to use an item, and then the game interprets that to mean a massive variety of things because I'm given the single verb. Crafty Devious asking me not to ray gun everything. That's fair, actually, because it might actually let me do that. And yeah, Alfie was the water bot. Yeah, okay. All you can hear is an intense desire to clean and scrub endlessly. I can hear desire now. A medium-range electro-laser pistol. Okay. I won't just shoot everything. Use cleaning ROM. You pat the tiny ROM on the head, it bleeps cheerfully. This ROM isn't made for conversation. It just warbles at you. Duh. Very cute. Mysterious man, resting woman, placard, receptionist. Receptionist. Okay. These are the options. I don't remember Deckard being gendered, but that is, you know, an animated face versus a non-animated face, so we're going to work from this way across. We're going to start with the receptionist. Look at. These reception ROMs are here to help check people in and answer questions about guests who stay here. There's a lot of political debate right now on whether ROMs should be allowed to operate on people. Might happen soon. Interesting. So that's come up in, you know, with the risk of automation replacing jobs. One of the, you know, there are various jobs that have come under scrutiny, and I remember reading or hearing somewhere about surgery. And I mean, I think there's already some, you know, some level of assist going on with some form of automation in surgery. Very small stuff, I think. I think as far as I know, the current plan is to introduce said things, but for there always to be a surgeon there to supervise. But this question here, whether ROM should be allowed to operate on people, I think the distinction is being made that it would just be the ROM. Which is interesting. It's an interesting discussion to have. Use. Stop. You aren't sterile. Okay.
Patient?
AI bots.
My records indicate that you have been admitted for possible cranial trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You should currently be in your assigned bed, resting.
Yeah, well.
While I am truly delighted to see that you have regained consciousness, I must insist that you return to your room to be examined by a medical professional immediately.
But you're not sapient, so you're not truly delighted, are you? No need. Accidentally zapped myself with my own stunner. Just run the paperwork for my release. Listen here, you bucket of... No, God, no.
An
I'll just lie.
accidental discharge of a weapon is a serious event. I must insist that you remain for treatment.
Nah.
Even non-lethal stunners can leave much lasting neurological damage.
Oh, no, that's fine. I insist.
Very well. I am prohibited by law from detaining you here against your will, patient. But you should note in your release paperwork that willful early termination of medical services releases this hospital and its parent company, ZHC, from legal liability should your condition persist or worsen outside of our care.
Noted.
Additionally, all test and medical data from your visit will be shared with our standard partners to help improve our services and offerings and to keep the price affordable. I am further required to inform you that this visit has expended the last of your year's governmentally mandated healthcare credits.
Oi. Yeah, what was that middle part?
Lastly, you will be required to provide payment or proof of private insurance for any further visits for routine or emergency medical care.
I'm so glad I'm checking myself out early then. Whew.
Please take care to fill out all forms thoroughly and accurately. And do have a nice day.
I don't feel like I can do both.
Your medical billing makes me glad I'm synthetic. You should look for more paying journalism work before you get shot again. Before we leave, we should look for Dr. Fairlight's assistant, Leon Decker.
I intend to. Same ROM? Yep, same ROM functionally. Placard. Look at placard. The placard for sign and instructions. Observant. Okay, I guess I looked at enough things to qualify for observancy. Oh, we have a Saz! Hello, Saz! Yeah, Saz wants me to ray gun everything. Of course, I have to deal with the consequences and not Saz, but there you go. Do love Pasito. Combi 2K, similar things at the moment with the potential for Da Vinci machines capable of operating from Adelaide to here. Interesting. Interesting. Sorry for the spelling tonight. I'm saving it for a project on my other screen. That's all good, Combi. Look, it's a chat region. As long as I get what you're saying, I'm actually fine. I'm totally fine. It is all good. Saz Rainbow, I feel like try to get paid before you get shot is good advice for life. Good advice for American life, I think. Unfortunately, you know, try to get health insurance before bad things happen. Resting woman. Sitting around and waiting in hospital is no one's favourite pastime. I don't know about no one. This is the front desk, not the waiting room, so they probably aren't hurt or anything. Okay? Alright. Okay, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save and check something. It's gonna be the speak deck save, I think. I don't see why it shouldn't be. Oh, okay. Let's go pre-shoot. All right. Because I feel like it's gonna tell me that I can't. You're going to lose this zapper so fast. Yeah, okay. I figured it was going to protect me. Also, there's a couch. Look at couch. Comfy and frequently sanitized. Still way nicer than any furniture at your place. That's sad. That is sad. Thank you, game. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Use couch.
No time to rest anymore, sleepyhead. We have our mission. Let's get to it. Full
I
steam
might have
ahead.
persistent neurological damage. But no, that's fine. Let's go do the thing. Am I going to speak to resting woman? I'm waiting here for my husband. Okay. Alright, you are presumably Leon Decker. A young man stands alone in a casual pose. He seems to be maybe 30 or so with rugged features. I don't know that. Well, they're ruggedish. Squarish jaw. Yeah, let's chat.
Hello, the name's Leon Decker. It's a pleasure to meet you. Fairlight messaged ahead that I needed to pass one of his cards on to you. Here.
Fairlight's card added to items.
Thanks for taking your time with him. He really gets in one of his moods when the chair's getting fixed.
Oh, that's
the last gala he organized was full of unsavory types. He's probably happy to help folks whose pockets aren't deeper than their thoughts.
Oh, philosophical quip. Crafty Devious. Posit. Turing is sapient. He is capable of caring about people, but he doesn't give a shit about you at all and is faking it to get what he wants. That would be a really great twist, actually. Because, yeah, I mean, this is the nub of what happens when you talk about, is a machine awake or alive, right? Like, you know, I mean, he's called Turing, for God's sakes. It's pretty clear that they're aware of that conceptually. But we're presented with ROMs that are much simpler, and then we meet Turing, who is a much more complicated ROM, can hold a much more interesting and intriguing conversation, and he assures us that he is sapient, and we believe him. And I mean, he would pass a Turing test. The way this dialogue is written, it seems to me that, you know, he would pass the Turing test as it is envisaged. Unfortunately, the Turing test is eminently breakable, and often through social means. You just have to pretend to be a type of person who can talk in a way that a machine could emulate, and that is not as it turns out, not that difficult to do past a certain point of machine complexity. And this is a setting in which things are very complex. So it could be entirely true that Turing is not sapient. Yeah, I would be interested if that was the twist, and how they handle that. And how they represent that, right? Because past a certain point of complexity, one of the arguments goes, it might even be Dennett, that we wouldn't have the right to disbelieve them, in the same way that we don't disbelieve other people when they talk about their experiences. I mean, a person is different to a machine in the sense of its origin, but yeah, I would be interested to see a sci-fi text tackle that in an actually nuanced way. And this game's showing some nuance. It's true. Mind if I ask a few questions? Yeah.
Yeah, boss said you'd have a few for me. I'm not really supposed to answer anything too private, but take your best shot.
Alright. What kind of work do you do for Dr. Fairlight? Why do you think Fairlight is helping us? What's your story? Start at the top.
Oh, mostly gopher work, to be honest.
That's gopher with an F?
Started when I was just out of the military. I was looking for a gig from someone who wouldn't care that I was an army brat. North Korea made that hard. The old man pays me to guard his life, run a few errands for him, and play substitute arm candy at most of the charity galas. Not terribly exciting, but I've already had enough excitement to last me another 30 years.
Whee! You shoot a lot of people?
You think sitting in that chair all day is very entertaining? You know, the old man's talked to me about the things he used to do in his glory days. I'm sure he told you about when he was the head of some big companies.
In which I'm sure he sat in a lot of chairs. But that statement then about, you know, it can't be terribly thrilling to be stuck in that chair all day. Like, that's bullshit. That is very poorly expressed, game. Some ableist nonsense. Oh, people explaining the gopher thing. Right, okay. It makes sense to me now. Go for things you need. Go for this, go for that. Gotcha. Right. Yeah, I'd never heard it. I assumed, I mean, in my head, I filled in, like, you know, busy work or, you know, some sort of assistant. From context.
He was cold, ambitious, and took down anyone with half a mind to get in his way. I think once he aged, he realized how lonely that kind of life can be. Helping people's the only way he can feel like he's still doing something. But hey, what do I know? I just spend all my time with him.
What's your story?
Probably not as exciting as you hope. I grew up in Montana, on a family farm. I didn't have my pa's farm hands, so I joined the military as soon as I could, like my grandpaps. Came home looking to do something a whole lot quieter for the rest of my life. I didn't know at the time how boring quiet could be. But hey, I'll take it over getting shot at.
And presumably shooting back. I mean, if he genuinely means he was being shot at, unless he was, you know, a medic, or he might have been at the back, or like in the supply lines or something. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Thank you, Leon.
No problem.
AI buds.
I'll be around if you know where to look. You have a good day now.
I might. Oh wow, I just straight up leave. Or he just straight up leaves.
Well, we're free to leave.
I forgot to offer him spoiled milk.
Yes.
We can head back home if you like. I'm not sure what our next step is.
I'm sure you'd like the chance to shower at least.
Oh, okay.
For such a clean place, it sure seems to have left you feeling foul.
You can tell how I feel? That was the sound of the shower. Physically, mentally, and journalistically refreshed. All right.
You look good.
You are wrong.
If you're feeling up for it, we should go find Tomcat and tell them about what happened. They should still be waiting for us at Stardust. let's not keep them waiting. Oh, by the way, while you were showering, I was able to replant your Crassula ovata.
Ho ho!
Don't forget to talk to it and give it some love. When I try talking to it, it doesn't even notice I'm there.
And you're expecting a different reaction?
Either way, our next move is Stardust.
Towards me? Yeah, so as far as adventure games go, this is very hand-holdy. I've had exactly one puzzle, and I aced it right away because there were so few things to interact with in the environment that I did the two things that solved the puzzle, and it just immediately solved the puzzle. So, well, unless you count the headphones thing as a puzzle, but it was sort of an intro to. You could possibly classify that as, you know, one of the puzzles, but not. Yeah, if you do, the caveat is that it was pretty mild. This is more in the realm of the you know, vaguely interactive narrative, or yeah, the moniker of adventure game at the moment ill suits it. That doesn't mean I don't like it. It doesn't mean that it isn't interesting, and I don't think that adventure game puzzles would improve this story at all. I think this story needed to be told in a way that, or at the very least in its current incarnation, it is well suited to these mechanics. And the story as presented right now, if it was wedged into, you know, Sierra adventure game puzzles, it would be terrible. But I've had a pretty smooth experience being told where to go, what to do, and who to talk to on only a few screens at a time, and the most consequences I've had to face was misspeciesing someone? Or just being unintentionally shitty to someone who has had gene splicing. Yeah. It's pretty mild in a lot of ways. There's a mug. Was there a mug before? How many long nights have you been up drinking coffee and trying to get an article in before the rent was due? That is a good question. Coffee, the great equalizer. The one thing that the poor and rich alike need to chug through the day. You assume. Oh, I remember that bit of dialogue. Is there anything in the fridge? Putting anything inside immediately halves its shelf life. I'm assuming it's the same fridge. The video screen on the front says, mustard half full. Yeah, this is all the same. Plants. Let's chat. Hey, little Wilty, nice leaves.
Every bit will help in the end.
Didn't mean to give you a drinking problem. Glad to see you're healthier. The sooner you're dead, the sooner I can place you with some nice flowers. Nope, we're going to go to the nice one.
He will survive just yet.
Papa woo. Wooba 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 wooba.
With more of that, we'll surely be on the way to lush greenery in no time.
What scientific basis do you have for that statement? Am I done? Okay.
Every bit will help.
Yep. Alright. Well, laptop. Let's use the laptop. Oh, it's useless after... Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know, because it means that I wasn't meant to have read articles last time I came back home. That's great, actually. Because those articles really were informative for the world building. And yeah, no, that's great. That is top notch. Crafty Devious, the sink goop reacted to the shower. Did it? Seems the same. And visual novel quest with an adventure game? Yeah, so it's very much in the visual novel. I mean, there have been plenty of examples, I think, within a certain genre. Because genre is one of the most recent definitions I've read about genre, I think is actually great, whereas genre is a tendency. Because genre is a broad family definitions. You know, that's a great way to look at things. Getting specific for academia is a completely different step, and that's where I go into Suven a lot of the time, as some theorists will want to do when it comes to science fiction. But genre as tendency, I quite like. I quite like that word. And I think the same could be said of adventure game genres. Sorry, video game genres, adventure games being one of them. Because there are plenty of adventure games, and a lot of them have wildly different takes on what that means. And this, I think, can still be classified as adventure game, I suppose, because it would be hard to classify it as anything else. But yeah, it's in the shallow end in terms of complexity and requirements I'm going to shoot it. I'm not going to shoot it. Can I give it milk? No, I cannot. Okay. So I came home just so that I could be home. Can I shoot my bed? Can I shoot anything in my own house? Nope. Alright. I suppose some people might not have interacted with these elements before. You know, I was pretty thorough. Crafty Devious, it just went wobbly at the right time. Nope, that's fair. That's fair. It does, you know. I always get them mixed up. Undulate? Yeah, undulate's the right one in this context. Oof, I am shockingly tired. So today I tried a new thing. So for Mondays, for weeks and weeks and months, I've been complaining. I get on the stream and the first thing I say is, guys, I'm so tired, I'm so wiped out, blah, blah, blah. I'm downplaying it for comedic effect, but it's true. I have been very run down. And recent changes to supplement regimen have changed that. I have more energy, and thus I've been going to hydro more, doing more hydrotherapy. But in an attempt to not tucker myself out after long weekends, and most weekends are long, I've decided to stay home on Monday, which means there's less effort in terms of going to uni, but then I've added more effort in terms of it being one of my hydro days. So clearly some work still needs to be done. A Crafty Devious. The game seems to really want you to feel like a real person, home, showers, healthcare, etc., as opposed to the standard protagonist nonsense of no normal life, no physical needs. That's a very good point. Yeah, it really is sort of taking you through the... I mean, I've drunk several beverages to no effect other than just they were beverages. Yeah, that is a good point. I'll be curious to see if I actually ever need the spoiled milk, because I'll never need it. I bet money that I'll never need that spoiled milk, because this game doesn't strike me as one where it would gate a place or situation by the picking up of an obscure item on the far right side of the first screen. I mean, we've had plenty of chances to come back here, but what we've largely been rewarded with in terms of looking around areas is just more detail as opposed to solutions. The solutions have typically been pretty clear. There are a few times where we've been told to scrummage around and look for things, but they are few and far between. Hayden's apartment, looking for Tomcat, you know, I guess those fall into the realm of very shallow adventure game puzzles as well. Telling me to explore the environment, but it's always been just to get more, or typically just been to get more interesting content. If at some point this game says you cannot progress until you bring us the spoiled milk, that would throw a lot of that out the window, or at the very least it would... I would not have been sent that message leading up to it. There's no preparatory element. It would be an ambush, and this game seems too nice to ambush me. So I think the point of the spoiled milk is that I wave it at everything I see and get jokes out of it. Some of which aren't great, but a lot of which are interesting. And I just like having the spoiled milk. So it's probably just a take on adventure games themselves. That seems to be the message there. Possibly the same with the headphones. Although, headphones were an enforced item, so there's more room there for them to... Yeah, between the headphones and the zapper. That could be the trick. Yes. Combi 2K, no toilets on Star Trek. You know what? I reckon that it's like the... I reckon it's like Dune on Star Trek. You know how they wear... I mean, I'm thinking TNG, but I guess, you know, all Star Treks, they wear fairly tight-fitting onesies, basically. I bet it's like on Dune. That's what I reckon. Let's go.
Ready to head out?
Yeah. I mean, I've interacted with everything in my house apart from talking to the plant. Alright, so I'm being instructed, GG, to go to Stardust Club once again, the 24-hour club. So, I'm pretty much just going to fill out this screen, aren't I? There's just going to be a few more blips and blops. I wonder if this is how San Francisco looks. I was in San Francisco once a long time ago because a flight was delayed a full 24 hours, because back then the flight from San Francisco to Sydney only happened once a day, and I missed one because of the horrible weather coming out of Chicago. So they put me up in a hotel and I got the entire day to dick around San Francisco, and all I did was go to the San Francisco Library and read Pratchett, because that's the kind of person I am. But You know, it was a nice place. Oh, I went to Hungry Jack's. Not Hungry Jack's, obviously. Burger King. And I had their quad burger. Years before it was released here. It had 4 beef patties. It was not great. Whoops. Did I have the... I had the hospital selected. Ah! Right, cool. Cool, this is all the same, I think. A 2062 coupe, yeah, I think I looked at that last time. We're just gonna go in. We're just gonna progress today. Especially
Welcome to Stardust.
Especially now that they're reusing areas. Oh, new person. Bearish bartender. It's the other bartender for Stardust. He's a big, bearish type with a hairy chest and oafish laugh. Okay, apparently I'm familiar with this individual. It's unlikely he would appreciate that. Okay. Would he like some spoiled milk?
No outside drinks, please.
Okay. Alrighty.
Looks good. Cute pick.
Why, thank you. I appreciate the line. A business... Oh, okay, so I now have a business card in my possession.
Oh, awesome. I'm always looking for more musical talent.
But... he didn't take it, did he? Okay, thank God. Yeah, that was a weird response. Very clearly a business card for not a band. Well, unless he thinks the band is called... Well, Fairlight. I mean, you know, I think you could name a electronic act Fairlight. Was it Fairlight? Dr. Fairlight? Something like that? Alright, let's chat.
Sorry, I don't think we've met before. I'm Gus. You have a really cool ROM. How's Stardust treating you?
Pretty good.
That's good. But we can do better than not bad. Let me know how we can help.
I'll have another one of your
Majid may
ridiculous
not
drinks.
have a memory for mixed drinks, but he loves listening to his patrons' problems. You'll have to let me or him know if you need any help. We try to run a tight ship around here.
Would you mind telling me about yourself? Do you know anything about Hayden Weber?
Oh, there isn't much to tell, really. I came to Neo-SF from Arizona to finally live somewhere more thrilling. Majid needed someone good with numbers to handle back-of-the-house sort of stuff. So here I am.
Here you are.
I didn't grow up in big cities like this, and I always loved listening to Majid's stories from the Bay. Everything is just so exciting.
While Majid next to him is just like, whoof, 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 whoof. I'm so pleased by these stories that I
Oh,
meet.
you're who Majid mentioned before, huh?
I am, probably.
Oh no, sorry. I've met him since he's a regular, but I've been out and about on business. Haven't seen him in weeks. I
Gus.
wish I could help more.
Gus is the villain. Gus did it. Gus
Okay,
followed
I'm
him
gonna
home.
get back to this, but don't feel bad if you need to interrupt me for something.
He's too nice.
Sure
Actually,
thing.
he's a good amount
Enjoy
of nice.
the bar.
But it was Gus. Gus followed him home. I have no evidence for this. I want another drink.
Hey, good to see you back. What are you having?
Rusty Nail.
So many drinks these days.
Dictionary, the Open Alcoholopedia says...
Oh, I got this, sweetie.
Wait,
Sometimes I think I'm just holding up the bar rather than running it.
No, I just memorized all the drinks. You're better with the customers.
You were fine with the customers,
This
Gus.
one is...
Drambuie and a top shelf scotch called Biker Bar on rocks. Common among folks who had a long day staring at glowing rectangles trying to get knowledge work done.
Thank you,
Okay. Sounds good.
Here you go.
Rusty Nail served. Well, I'm not going to drink it yet. A new person. Focused patron. And a new person. VIP bouncer. Let's talk to the bouncer. VIP bouncer. Blue skin and a lot of bulk. A hybrid. If you had to rank the friendliness of every bouncer you've met, they might fall on the higher end. Okay.
This is the entrance to the VIP area.
You don't just get to show ID and walk right in.
No. Nil.
Door bouncer must be slacking to let you come in carrying that.
I took it to hospital. Another half of it. Alright. Inspect this individual.
The trace amount of liquid left in their glass suggests the person was drinking
Dougies and cream. Hang on. First, I didn't talk to the bouncer.
VIP's kind of full right now. Wait a bit.
I can't just flash my ID, but if I wait until it's less full, I'll just be let in. It's a little odd. Alright, so... First things first. I'm gonna drink. Wait. Drink Rusty Nail. Ah, refreshing. I drank my drink. I did. I would like...
Hey, good to see you back. What are you having?
Was it Dougies and creme?
Let me look up how to make that.
Dictionary, the Open Alcoholopedia says...
Oh, I got this, sweetie. This one is...
45% amaretto, 45% melon liqueur, 10% strawberry cream liqueur, with a splash of tequila. What does amaretto taste like? Because this all sounds pretty... I mean, the melon liqueur already puts me off because I don't like that taste straight up. Strawberry cream liqueur, sure, I suppose. With tequila, though. Like cream and tequila? Oh, it sounds weird and bad. Bad and weird. Yeah, it says rainbow, that is revolting. I feel ya. Alright. Very strong and disgustingly sugary, tastes like rock candy. Yum boo. Okay.
Rawr. Thank you, hun.
These guys. Yeah, make it.
Here you go.
Alright.
The trace amount of liquid left in... The trace amount of liquid left in...
Okay, you're just going to say that every time. Alright. Let's...
Don't bug people, please. You'll get us in trouble.
Okay. I'll just talk to them then.
Haven't I seen you at my tattoo parlor before?
Evidently not.
Give me a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Sorry, but I'm pretty wrapped up in something important. Don't have time to talk.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna keep trying.
Haven't I seen you at my tattoo parlor?
Nope. Alright. Let's try and give you the drink.
Give me a few minutes, okay?
Alright, fine. It wasn't a puzzle, or if it was a puzzle, it's... you know what? I probably have to talk to Tomcat first, and then it'll trigger the puzzle. But I've already solved, because I'm hungry for puzzles. Amaretto was bitter almond? Almond... See, almond and strawberry, yes. Almond, strawberry, tequila, no. And melon especially, no. Amaretto's marzipan. Well, I mean, they're the same? Are they? Is I thought... Yeah. Anyway, Tomcat. Tomcat, try not to fall asleep. There's Tomcat in the right place at the right time. Better go tell them about where you weren't. Alright.
Hey, y'all. How goes the search?
Not great. Hayden's apartment was ransacked and someone stole the data cache.
Shit. Well, I can't say I saw that one coming. I figured that they'd nab anything they needed the first time they hit the place.
Which says that it was hit by two different groups? or they didn't realize.
Any ideas who it could have been?
The walls had been spray painted with many grotesque human revolution slogans.
Absolutely plastered with red herrings.
It is possible that Hayden was targeted by the organization for his work at Parallax. While my development may have been a secret, he is rather well known for his work on virtual intelligence data. A layman would not understand the critical differences between myself and a VI, nor do I think the average human revolution member would care to make the distinction. Equally likely, it is an effort to throw us off the trail of who's actually done this.
I think more likely. Either way, we're going to check out the protests. At least getting knocked out gave us a lead. We talked to a Yannick Fairlight. He offered to introduce us to some of the human revolution. I think just come straight out with it. I feel like Tomcat is, you know, pretty on our side. At the very least, I think even if we play someone naive, I would rather be naive and friendly and get a naive and friendly response ending. You know?
Right. Dr. Fairlight was very kind to point us in the direction of the Human Revolution protest leader. Hopefully we'll be able to get to the bottom of this after interviewing him.
Breaking his knees.
Yannick Fairlight? When'd you run into him?
Okay, so that was quite the response.
We were ambushed at the apartment and got hit with some kind of neural stunner.
Probably from his wheelchair.
What? Are y'all okay?
Yes. We made it to the nearby hospital, and Dr. Fairlight happened to be occupying the same room we were placed in. We had a discussion with him about Hayden's situation, then came here.
Well, shit. Things sure are getting more serious than I first thought. Y'all need to keep a sharp eye out. Being attacked means the bastards know you're looking now.
I'm confident in our ability to push on.
Papa Woo. What do you know about Dr. Fairlight, Tomcat?
I can't say I know much about the man. Fairlight always was a bit of a shut-in, even back when he ran System 1, his old company. He didn't make any more public appearances after the merger between them and Parallax, but he was still working with them for 6 or so years past that. Nowadays, he shows up in the news once in a blue moon for some charity thing or another.
So, outwardly generous?
Well, it's all just rumor, but I've heard he holds a grudge about it harder than the Clantons after the Earps.
I don't know what that means.
I'd take care to look this particular horse in the mouth real close if I was you.
We'll be careful of him.
Good. Now to lighten the mood. While y'all were chasing your tails, I managed to find a way into the Parallax network. Once I'm in, I should be able to dig out Hayden's personal info file easily enough, including anything related to him on all security clearance levels.
Nice.
If Parallax is anything on Hayden's situation, it'll be in there.
Sounds good.
Fantastic, Tomcat. I knew Hayden's faith in you was not misplaced. How long do you think it will take you?
Well, that's where the rubber meets the road. Parallax actually has considerably better net security than the last time I cracked in. I'm gonna need physical access. I've got a good idea where a node for us to slice into is, but it ain't exactly in a nice part of town. In fact, police have basically wrote it off as a lost cause. Not enough profit in it. I know Jess has some contacts in that area. She's that girl that chewed you a new rear when y'all first came here. Yeah, it's a tough sale, but she might be able to help y'all get in and out of that part of the city without ending up in a parts bin at an organ shop.
Okay, sweet. Why does Jess have contacts in that part of town? Profit? It's really gone to shit since the police privatized. Good God, I did not realize that. And fun, I get blah blah blah. Yeah, last option I'm just going to ignore. Yeah, why does Jess have contacts in this part of town? Oh man, so the paper I'm working on at the moment includes Neuromancer as one of the texts that it's analyzing. And this game being cyberpunk, so it's tough, right? Because the genre of cyberpunk, as it was first envisaged, was, you know, very much inspired by noir. So very gritty, you know, people being really shitty to each other, a lot of violence, a lot of betrayal, you know, all of that classic stuff, for good or for ill. And a lot of the chunk of what it was about was that depersonalization and that permeating the barrier between or around the self, you know, making questions as to, you know, what is and isn't human, etc. You know, when you've got people with implants, when you've got artificial intelligence, and so forth and so on. And this, you know, leans into that heritage. You know, slicing into a node, like these are all terms that, you know, have a long lineage. This game is cyberpunk. It's done its reading, right? But it's such a nice cyberpunk. Like, things are threatening, but I don't feel threatened at all. We got attacked, I suppose, and part of that is that this game showing attack in a way that doesn't make me feel threatened, whereas Soma, I felt threatened all the time. So it's very much how the game represents those concepts. But yeah, everyone's really friendly and nice. People aren't paranoid and freaking out about their identities. There's a lot of people who know exactly who they are and what they're doing, and it's great. It's kind of affirming. It's a nice take on that concept compared to, say, for instance, Altered Carbon, which was not. Alright.
You might not be able to tell, considering her viper's tongue and penchant for hitting the clubs harder than she's got any right to, but Jess is actually an attorney.
Okay.
She specializes in defending people in violation of the Human Protection Act and does almost all of her work pro bono.
Huh. Go ahead.
That's earned her a whole gaggle of pals amongst the hybrid community around here, as you might imagine. Ain't no one gonna cross her in that part of town. Black market hybridization ain't exactly HPA compliant, if you catch my drift. And none of them ever know when they might need her to defend them in court.
Okay.
Hey, we ain't got it that bad. I mean, at least our police force owns its own self.
Why is that good?
I hear down in San Jose, the richer neighborhoods have actually started hiring the gangs to protect their places.
Ugh.
When even the rich folks can't get good police work, it's a sad state for everyone else.
Yeah, okay, so there's that cyberpunk edge, the authoritarian.
And the less said about LA, the better.
Oh, it's the only option.
That's the spirit. I need a little time to get all my tools together to slice into Parallax's network, but y'all keep me updated.
Okay, so I need to talk to Jess so that we can get Tomcat into a node in a bad part of town, and I need to go talk to the Human Revolution head honcho.
Maybe y'all get lucky and find that data cache too.
Y'all, look at that fucking word. Look at that mishmash there. That is a work of genius. I really like that. Holy shit, Saz, do you hear they've released a version of Soma without the monster? Really? Oh, damn. Holy shit. Oh, Crafty pointing out, Tomcat is the one who hacked Fairlight and lost him his job, if you recall correctly. Yeah, that actually rings true, I think. And that would explain Tomcat's reaction. Damn. Version of Soma without the monster. If that's true, I could actually finish Soma, you know, a year and a half late, and just skip. Like, play a big chunk of it on my own, and then go live with a save file that lines up with the old save file. We just play out the rest of that ridiculous game and see, you know, whether Simon still sucks. See whether we still hate Simon. I would be interested in doing that. Well, depends on the price, though. If the price is prohibitive, no. If it's a mod, I'd still have to buy it, because I own it on PS4. I was going to say I could play it on the laptop and try streaming there. With a webcam even, but, yeah. Anyway.
But I ain't gonna count on it. Jess is still hanging around here at Stardust, but I saw her head over to the VIP room.
Oh ho, okay.
It's hybrid night, and she's a popular gal. Just please remember to play nice, or her friends will thump you something fierce.
No, I'll play nice from now on.
I'll send Jess a message letting her know that y'all are looking for some assistance, and we'll see what happens.
All right. We'll be in touch.
Sure thing, hon. I've got to head on out of here and get started on setting up a run. Just have turn. Let me know when y'all are ready.
Okay. Footstep noises.
I see Jess over there behind some ropes. Let's go over and say hi to her.
Let's hassle this person first. Nope, I'm just going. I'm in the VIP area.
Oh, hell no. Look, I'm really trying to have a good time today, and the Human Revolution crud muffins have made that very hard for me. And your interrogation this morning took a bad day to worse.
That was this morning?
I asked around about you, Journo, and I don't have anything to say to you. The last thing I need is you prodding at me without telling me you're press. Besides,
that's fair.
The VIP section is only for hybrids and friends on hybrid night, and no way am I vouching for you.
You're vouching for the individual to your right who does nothing but punch up one direction, and then at some point turn and punch the other. Yeah! Oh, it's a patch! It's a patch! Yes, thank you, Crafty, for looking it up. Oh, Combi, I've played most of Soma. No, I'm very aware of what Soma is. Soma was the first game we played on this stream, but we didn't get all the way through it because the monster mechanics drove me up the fucking wall, and I rage quit, basically. I decided that I'd learned enough from the story and that I, could not bear to push through any longer, and what I intended to do was to spoil myself on Wikipedia as to how it ends, and then make a video out of that, just, talking to you guys about that. And I just haven't got around to it. But if there's a patch without the monster, then we're actually just gonna do it. So we might do that once we finish this game. We might polish off Soma for completionism. Yeah, that would be great. We will never, ever do that for Thomas Was Alone. I'm gonna go on the record and say that now. But yeah, we can absolutely do Soma if that's a patch. It's amazing. Oh, I see. You found the wording funny. Fish out of water protagonist? Yep, that's fair. It is amusing.
Hey, bouncer! We got a capital A asshole over here.
Oh no. Alright.
You heard her. Let's go.
Okay. Wow, I don't get to say anything. Okay.
How rude. She didn't even give us a chance to explain ourselves. We have to get back in there and try to be reasonable. Surely she will see the importance of our task once we've explained everything. But that bouncer probably won't let us back in. Perhaps we should try befriending someone nearby and convince them to vouch for us?
Yep, that's what the drink is for.
It's a statistical long shot, but the worst case scenario shouldn't leave an excessive amount of physical damage.
Thanks, Turing. Yeah, so I wonder if this would have been a puzzle if... I don't know. I didn't think I was being... No, it's entirely possible I chose something dickish. I can't remember with the cat person, with Jess. I literally can't remember. But I know that there are consequences to being a douche to people, so... Yeah, this puzzle probably came about as a result of that. There are probably plenty of puzzles where such a thing is the case. Alright, focus patron. Behold!
Hey, how'd you know my favorite?
You gave him the drink.
Haven't I seen you at my tattoo parlor before? I'm Boris. Have a seat. Well, as long as you don't mind me being distracted by this jerk.
There's a jerk? Must be a big deal since you're trying to deal with it here.
You don't know the half of it.
I don't, tell me. And then the whole of it.
The boss has just managed to lock themselves out of our company's servers. I'm not sure exactly what they did, and I don't have my company ROM on me, so I'm trying to walk them through what to do over the phone. It's not going well.
No. What do you think the problem is?
It could be any number of things. I already confirmed it wasn't just a password issue. They probably deleted themselves off of the user table or something.
Oh, goody.
I hate giving non-IT people that kind of access. But the higher-ups in the company insisted on it. So incompetent.
How can you fix it?
I'll probably just have to go down there and do it myself. I'm not gonna be able to do this over the phone. I guess I gotta head out and take care of this. It was nice talking to you. Thanks for letting me vent.
No, wait.
Hope it wasn't too much.
The VIP room.
Maybe I'll see you around.
Also, Boris didn't appear to be a hybrid, so might not have been the play there. Okay, so that might be not so much a puzzle, because that didn't appear mandatory, at least at this point, but it could be something that if you are interested in looking around and you see this thing and you respond to it appropriately, like I did, like the moment I saw that drink, and it even gave me the noise, like the puzzle noise, I was like, oh, okay, puzzle time, and I went and I grabbed the appropriate drink, and that unlocked a conversation with Boris, and that went well. And so now, at a later date, I will see Boris will see me, and then cool things will happen? Alright, distracted patron. A tired person that appears to be lost in thought. No. Alright, let's try the chat. Oh, hi. Sorry, I don't really feel like talking. It's been a long day. Maybe after I have a few drinks in me. Maybe I'll get something a bit sweet. Okay, let's do it. Drink puzzle.
Hey, good to see you back. What can I do for you?
The same one is probably a good idea. Oh, can you give me access to the VIP?
Sorry, it's being rented out for a private party tonight. Hybrid night. I try not to judge, but I don't think this is your crowd.
Well, give me a drink.
What are you having?
So, if we go for the same one... Hassy Spike, I need to know.
Hey, hon, what's in that one?
This one is...
A shot of Hassy hot and a shot of Korean soju, serve hot. As the ad says, why mess with the rest when Hassy is always the best? Gotta have your Hassy.
Thanks, son.
Something else.
Like what?
It sounds hot, not sweet. Where is it? Seems a bit of a cheat to go the same drink, but it was guaranteed sweet. Here.
Hey, hon, what?
This one is...
Oh, disgustingly sugary. Okay, so it's not a little bit sweet. Okay. Let's not risk that. In case that's too much.
Like
something
what?
Else. Fuck, what was in the rusty nail? Oh, no, I don't think that was sweet. I don't feel like that was sweet. Blue Fairy.
Hey, hon, what's in that one?
What's it gonna be? Blue Curacao and...
This one is...
I don't know what any of those things are. Adelheid, Flanaguide. That all sounds made up. Soft and sweet treats will make your teeth turn blue. Hope you brush them well. Yep. Sounds good.
Thank you, hon.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Alright. Drink puzzle. Bam.
How did you know what I was planning on ordering? Well, at least keep me company while I drink it.
Yes.
I'm Caitlin.
My name's AI Butts. It seemed like you were alone for a while.
I'm usually a lot more sociable. Things have just been rough today.
So you thought you would stand in a crowded, noisy club. Hand upon chin, thoughtfully. Care to tell me
My
about
brother's going through gene therapy. He still has to go in at least twice a week for health and maintenance. There are human revolution protesters outside the clinic, making it even harder for him. They're always outside, harassing anyone coming in.
They sound like douchebags. Sorry to hear it's like that. I've been looking into the protest for an article I'm writing. That's not true at all. Okay, go to the top one.
No one else lives around here, so I'm kind of all he's got. But it's not a big deal. He'll be done with the main set of treatments in a few weeks, and we'll be free of them. I just feel bad for everyone else they're messing with.
It's lucky to have you. Sounds like you're the home stretch.
Aw, thanks a lot. I'm lucky to have him. So, there's plenty of people here. What made you want to talk with me?
So I noticed you had an empty glass. Isn't that against the rules here? Or no one should be that bummed at Stardust and I had this drink. Neither of these are the truth. I was hoping that in a game, particularly a gameplay run where I'm trying to be nice, because listening to their problems is the nice thing to do. And if I had a genuine moment with this person, if narratively that's what happened, that does improve matters. But I'm literally using Caitlin here to get into the VIP room. I would not have talked to Caitlin otherwise, right? Like, that just wouldn't have happened. This is not the story of how me and Caitlin became friends in a club. This is the story of how I used Caitlin as a ticket, as a person ticket, to get into the VIP area to talk to somebody who doesn't like me, so I can continue solving the mystery, right? So I got to choose between these two lies. I feel like the second one is better. Top one is a little less creepy. You reckon? Isn't that against the rules? Yeah, I guess. The "isn't that against the rules here" line is... Oh, maybe it's because I just don't like that line. Or it feels like a line, perhaps. It says Rainbow, Cur Royale is sweet. Well, sweet-ish. What's a Cur Royale? What? Tell me the ingredients while I try line one against Caitlin.
Oh geez, this really is my favorite drink. I have to wake up early for class, but I'm at the club, so I guess I'm already too deep in.
That's the logic normally. That's normally how that works. Everybody needs a break now and then, or oh really, what are you studying? Yeah, second.
Graphic design with a focus on advertising. I even get to do some local stuff. Trying not to brag, but the Zone 3 ad on the bar is totally my doing.
Trying not to brag, but it was the third sentence. And that's fine. Brag.
I have some really good client relationships locally, and there's so many interesting people too. Like you. Hey, it's been really nice talking to you, but I kind of feel like dancing now. You want to come with me to the VIP area in the back? I have some friends who might be over there. We can hang out with them. They'll like you.
Yeah. Let's do that thing.
Let's go.
All right.
Didn't I say to beat it?
We're guests of Caitlin. She said we could join her.
She said we could join her.
All right. But it's on her if you can't stay out of trouble.
Hey! You have an incoming call, priority marked as urgent.
Oh, that's what that noise was.
Well, hope you come by again.
Excellent. Sorry for making up the call. I'm still getting used to the whole subterfuge thing you humans do.
Oh, that was what that was? Oh. Turing, you did not even ask.
However, we can take another run at having a conversation with Jess. We have a dragon to slay. Onward!
Yeah, you up. I mean, Turing started pushy. The very moment I met Turing, Turing was very creepy and pushy, right? That was moment one, and I ran with it because that was the, you know, that was the setup for this whole thing, and it had to be run with. But dear Lord, yeah, pushy little Rom. Oh, says Rainbow Champagne and creme de something? Cassis? Drank it in Paris? What is creme de cassis? Crafted Evious, Turing is so manipulative, it's pretty yuck. Yeah, Turing is like my least favorite character. On that axis, right? Especially in a game where they're really preferencing the idea that people show each other the proper respect and respect people's, people saying who they are and what their world is about. So far, right? Like, clearly Human Revolution aren't like that. Like, there's bad people, but they've all been on the periphery. By and large, we've met nice people. The cop is weird because they're mad at us, but also an enabler. And Turing is, just really riding us to get this stuff done, which is fine. This is what we're doing. But yeah, the manipulations and the jumping in and making choices for us. And all of that could have been obviated through a little more writing and a few changes here and there such that it was decisions made by me. But Turing initiates almost everything. Almost everything I do is a response to Turing, actually. It is so rare that I select my own thing. Yeah, because if it's not something I can select on the screen, it's something I'm saying, and almost everything I say is a response. I think everything I say might be a response. So it's almost sort of coded into how they built the game, that I am active on this screen, but always, responsive conversationally, and responsive to new things. Which means I don't it's novel. Says Rainbow Blackcurrant liqueur. Ooh. Oh, that sounds so nice. Oh, damn, that sounds nice. Holy shit. Oh, got me going. All right. I can talk to Caitlin and try and... No, the damage has been done. The damage has been done. It would be weird to go back to Caitlin after the call, because then I would then have to ditch Caitlin. Although I would then be ditching Caitlin. No, look. I used Caitlin to get in here. That was the whole point of this thing. Let's just talk to Jess. Let's just get this done with.
And you're back. As soon as I first saw you, I hoped you'd be dropped like a bad packet off the mesh net and I'd never have to see you ever again.
That is an incredibly specific metaphor, or simile.
So of course, I just got off the phone with Tomcat, practically begging me to help you out. You aren't so good at the long-term play thing, are you?
Apparently not. I think we got off on the bad start here.
You mean you don't stick both feet in your mouth every time you talk to a hybrid? Surprising. Let's just get one thing straight here. I'm only willing to talk to you because I owe Tomcat. I don't owe you shit.
That's fair.
So if you want my help, you gotta do something for me.
That's
If you got
reasonable.
a problem with that, tough. My neighborhood, my health, my rules.
Yes. I'd be happy to help. What do you need?
What I don't need is you kissing my fuzzy ass. Only people I like get to do that. I'm not buying it anyway.
Okay, so midline answers with this person?
I need you to break up those Human Revolution protests. The ones at the Genus Clinic on Market Street.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like this handled with some stealth. Not that I expect you to know what discreet means.
I have sour milk and a ray gun.
Either way, just get it done. I got clients in the middle of treatment cycles, and this media circus is making their lives difficult.
I wanna sneak the carton of sour milk into the middle of the protest, but the carton will be holding its own protest sign, and then I will shoot the milk with the taser, and then the milk will explode all over the other protesters, and that'll break up the protest. That's what I would do if this was Dungeons & Dragons. That's what I would do.
That means it's making my life difficult. Let the bastards go march somewhere else. Like Washington. Not here.
Oh, God. So, I've got two options, and I wanted to go midline because it seemed like, in terms of game mechanics, this is a character for whom I'm meant to be assertive, nice midline, not being aggressive and shitty and not being too passive. But now I've got two options, and one of them feels too passive, and one of them is just ridiculously aggressive, and I'm definitely not doing it. So I'm going to go the top one.
I'm just great. I'm peachy. My clients get harassed and beaten on the daily. I don't have the time or money to help them all, and I have jackasses like you bothering me on my one day off. So, you gonna braid my fur, and we can talk about all our problems and boys we like?
This might be incisive. This might be the right play, I think. Because Jess has responded very poorly to the overly kind. She doesn't trust it, partially because I balls things up before. I mean, for all I know, I was always meant to, and this game was, like, that conversation was meant to be an instruction on that, but yeah, I don't remember. I just don't remember what I said. Alright, I'm going this one.
Whoop-de-freaking-do, you figured it out.
I did.
Well, fine. Have it your way.
Okay.
You want to know what my deal is? You really want me to get sappy? Skin cancer.
Oh.
Stage 3. My prognosis was so advanced that the doc said my bones were already lost.
I like that they killed the music in this part.
So I had to do something drastic. Completely restart my biology from scratch. You ever seen someone with a severe gene splice? From something freaky, like an insect? That's where hybrid tech began, you know. Where my therapy started. You can't imagine what it's like to have children cry from just looking at you. When people just see you and sprint the other direction. I had police following me everywhere I went. I lost my apartment. I lost my dignity. Eventually, I was lucky enough to qualify for the cute kitty cat cure to override the expression of the chitin.
Oh, wow. So I didn't realize that they got the insects thing from the start. I thought that was as part of the explanation, but no, wow, okay.
It changed my life. I have my job and purpose because of it. The fur doesn't scare the rest of the world too much to let me exist. Better an otaku's fluffy wet dream than the monster from a horror VR drama from Japan. My mom still can't look at me straight. Not to get even mushier, but as a kid, she would sing me a song as she counted all the freckles on my face. She hasn't let that go.
Just briefly, she's all about hybrid rights and people doing the hybrid thing and that being cool. But with one quick line, and she is the champion of hybrids. It's clear that this text, we are meant to look at her as the champion of hybrid and hybridization. She completely shit on the idea of being hybridized with an insect. Immediately calling it gross and bad and weird. But what she is doing and what everybody else is doing is she wants it to be seen as fine and great and normal. And that is very interesting. It's not completely unexpected, because in terms of anthropomorphization, we do tend to anthropomorphize the fluffy, cute things we consider cute, and insects are rarely considered cute, I think, by the norm. That does not mean that some people don't find them cute, and that's the thing. If hybridization, if becoming a hybrid is a fringe thing, there is going to be a fringe of that fringe that likes the insect hybrid, and yeah, she just shit all over it. As far as a writing choice goes, it's interesting. I don't know if they interrogated it to the degree that I just did. I don't know if they thought of that aspect. It could be that she is a complex character and thus capable of being a hypocrite, which would be novel. I'd like to see how they deal with that, how that sort of gets handled and played with, and whether she learns from that. I would like to think she would. She's being painted here as a nice person. Just that popped into my mind there.
You know how your folks look at you when they figure out you finally had sex or did crash? It's like that. All the time.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Oh, now you're sorry. You haven't even heard the worst part yet. The amount of gene therapy I underwent exceeded the limit that the Human Protection Act allows for procreation. So yeah, The government freaking spayed me, if it all wasn't hilariously dark enough. First I'm too ugly to look at, now I'm too screwed up to breed. Saving my own life forfeited my right to be a person. The Human Protection Act. Ha! Apparently protecting humans doesn't include me.
Yeah, that appears to be the message of the game. I mean, again, this is cyberpunk as shit. It is looking at the definition of what is human. And yeah, her case is an investigation of that. Yeah, if I was looking more at that in general, she would actually be a great, and that scene would be a great thing to look at. I could delve into that. That would be really good. But she's not an android, she's not an AI, and so she's unlikely to get the full treatment in the thesis. Could turn up in an article. Maybe I could write something on the side. But yeah, very interesting.
Only genotypicals could live in this city and truly think they're the ones who need some protection the most.
Yeah, genotypicals. Yeah.
In any case, I had some clean eggs frozen, and we'll whip them out whenever I'm ready. Except keeping that shit on ice costs. And my insurance decided to just not pay up, due to the elective nature of my feline gene therapy. So I took those bastards to court, and won. And I've been doing the same thing for everybody else ever since. So, there you go. I got cancer, super science fixed me up and left me a freak, and then the government sterilized me so I wouldn't go out and make more little monsters. And everyone else gets to be the winner by default.
This is slightly overwritten. She's made her point, and she keeps making it.
Happy now? How's your savior complex doing? This is getting you off?
Yeah, the writers really liked her, and really liked writing lines for her. I'm sorry I didn't know, you're not dead and you're still fighting. I'm gonna go the middle one, because I feel like that's, or at least I hope, that's my guess. It's my guess. Crafty Devious saying boo eugenics. Yeah, good stuff. Very much boo to eugenics.
Yeah, I am. Now show me that you're on the right side.
Boom.
I'll be watching.
Midline answers. Okay.
Break up those protests, and then we'll talk.
Alright, I have a to-do list. Market Street added a city map. Okay. Sour milk. I bet money that it's sour milk. Okay, bye, Caitlin. Yep, I'm out. Okay.
Alright, it sounds like we know what we need to do next.
Indeed.
Let's go to Market Street and break up those protests for Jess.
Map. Market Street. Alright. Alright. It is 8:35. This is probably going to be the last thing we'll do.
I have to admit that I still find the vandalism of Hayden's apartment puzzling. The protests themselves have been entirely peaceful so far, and the human revolution, regardless of the flimsy philosophical ground they stand on, are not a group known for projecting their ideology through unlawful means.
That's interesting. I immediately assumed that they were just an unlawful group, and I think it's because of the genre, right? If there's a resistance in a cyberpunk setting, they're usually violent as shit, but these guys aren't. It is rhetorical violence, but it is not, you know, breaking into places and killing people and whatnot. And that's just what I assumed. So I'm glad that this is being put up front here, because that is not what I've get. I mean, I feel like it should have been mentioned earlier, maybe? Well, maybe it was. Maybe I missed it. Alright. Let's do it.
The more I research them, the more I have to admit to the statistical conclusion that we're either dealing with a deceptive covert operations scenario, or less likely, a radical splinter group. Still, I doubt it will hurt to ask around. Brian Mulberry is there in the center. Fair Twilight said he was the one to talk to, and my mesh searches confirm that he is the leader of the local chapter of the Human Revolution organization.
Wow, okay, so this is a dovetailed moment here. I thought I would be breaking up a street protest and then just going straight back to the club, but this is also where I talk to the head of the Human Revolution, or at least their local chapter. So am I going to break up this protest through rhetoric? Am I going to chat to a dude and talk him down?
He's a bit player on the national scene, but he seems charismatic and camera conscious from the video clips I've reviewed. Perhaps we could use that to our advantage?
Alright, so protester, sign-holding protester, crowd of protesters, protest leader, there we go, I thought it, yeah, that fucking Roy Orbison-looking motherfucker from the intro video. Protester, police ROM, Hassie sign, genus, and the side gate has no. Alright, well, let's start with a Hassie sign. Hassie!
The taste of success is a Hassie.
All Hassie commercials just involve tons of people talking about horrible things they've done because they had to have a Hassie. What a creepy slogan. That's, yeah, it's a good reflection on various other advertising campaigns within the same lane as that one, within the same Nathan lane. ID card. You can't buy a Hassie from the sign, you have to go inside the Hassie bar or find a Hassie machine. Well, I would love to, but no. Genus. Look at Genus. Genus is one of the leading gene therapy clinics in the city. It's a spot frequented by hybrids getting their medical care. That's what makes it a target. It's a hotbed of political issues, all materialized in a physical location. That, I know. I fucking know, game, alright? Like, I knew that. Your plot had led me to that conclusion. Despite detractors, Genus came from backdoor locations and overseas operations to grow and make ground in every major city in North America. The rise of clinics like Genus happened within the last 5 years. Hybrids have fought and taken a little strength for themselves and intend to keep all they can. Genus is one of the... yeah, okay, cool. We're up to date.
Gene therapy is a long and uncomfortable process. If you'd like to look into splicing for yourself, let's save that for after our investigations.
Okay. Well, I didn't get judged for... I mean, I didn't even know that I was going to try and go inside, but, you know, that's how that works. Police ROM. It's Unit NSFPD 20. Just here to keep the peace. Your identification credentials have been stored and will be recalled for use when appropriate. Ah, shit. Well, the first thing I did was flash my ID at the cops, so I'm the worst. Well, unless that's my play, right? Like, I show the protesters, like, if in full view of the protesters, I wave my ID at the police units, the police unit knows I was there so that, you know, it's all being flagged. If that then leads to a different conversation tree, that would be interesting. It won't, but that would be cool. By my approximation, this carton is 11 or more days past its expiration point. That's conservative. That's a conservative estimate. Chatter of the... yeah, once again, the police stream. It is not legal. I need to stop doing that. I'm not going to shoot a cop. Alright, touch the police ROM. Police ROMs are just like regular cops. You don't touch. Okay. With all the media buzz and... whoop! I must have pressed circle. I was reading that. It's a unit, yep. Look at, yep. Media buzz and controversy around these protests. A police presence isn't surprising. Yep, cool. I'm not shocked. Okay, cool. Talk to cop. I'm here to ensure the protests remain peaceful. Okay. Alright, let's look at protesters. Another one of the Human Revolution protesters. They seem passionate and diligent despite how long they've been out here. Who would want to spend their holiday season doing this? This really doesn't seem too fun. They must hate hybrids more than they enjoy their free time. Well, I mean, clearly, they're massively politically motivated. Like, that is incredibly self-evident. Who wouldn't want to join this club? I think deriding them on their choice of time spending when they're passionate about a cause is the wrong tack if they're morally wrong. Like, I feel like you're attacking them for the wrong... You're making fun of them for the wrong thing. Can I talk to them? Aren't you tired of being told by the media that you aren't good enough as a regular human? I don't feel like the media told me that. Then again, I actually haven't seen much media. It's possible the media did tell me that. They seem passionate and diligent despite how... Okay, so this is going to be the same loop. What about this? Aren't you sick of losing job opportunities to people willing to sacrifice their humanity for a chance at a quick buck? So the way this is written, I'm assuming that these points being thrown at me are warped truths or just plain non-truths. But I'm not deep enough in the world to have the rebuttal truths, like statistics or anything. So listening to these statements actually makes me a bit uncomfortable because I would like to have a rebuttal, but I don't know enough. Like, Turing's not stepping in and helping me out. Turing's not facilitating a debate with these people. I'm just listening to their arguments without necessarily being given the other side of it. It's an interesting choice. They're holding a sign, one half of Stay Pure. It's not hard to see why hybrids hate this rhetoric. Yeah. Technology is a gift, but a powerful and dangerous one to be used with care. We, as a species, have forgotten that. Crowd of protesters. The group of protesters in front of the Genus Clinic. Looks like more than a couple people are part of these after all. How many suspicious at best situations have to happen before a protest becomes a mob? Is this game just anti-protest? This is not quite a riot, but not exactly a positive, productive demonstration either. It's interesting. I mean... Oh, we have a milk salve. Hello. Hello. Milk salve. This game is anti-hate-filled fascists. Yes, yes, yes. No, it's true. It's true. It's... Yeah. Some of the statements talking about protest... Yeah, it just feels like they're attacking... Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to brew on these thoughts. I'm tired. I'm tired and my brain is not firing on all cylinders. Yeah. I'm gonna push through this section, see if it delivers any more juice. Mutant genes, keep it clean.
These slogans are terrible.
Be yourself, not an elf.
Really? That's the best they have.
When genus lies, humans cry.
Are they coming up with these on the spot?
Keep sharks in the ocean. No more gene therapy. Promotion. Kind of creepy how they even hesitated in unison.
These slogans are terrible.
Yeah, so I guess the differentiation is drawing the line between a protest on a political issue and hate speech. And these guys are discriminating against a particular group, and that falls under the hate speech aspect, absolutely. And so, yeah, that being handled differently to a protest for, you know, say the treatment of people on Manus Island or something, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't dug in a lot on, you know, protest theory, whatever that might be. So I'm doing that thing where I'm having reactions to something, realizing that some of the things I'm saying are dancing around a bit and aren't quite none of these ideas are fully baked, right? I haven't sat down and really thought out what I'm trying to say. And this is one of the downsides of streaming, is that I respond to things in real time, and sometimes that means I'm delivering in real time a thought process that, given enough time, I will arrive at a view that I'm comfortable with and thought through, but in the interim I might stumble around a bit before I get there. And yeah, I think that might be the delineation, Anyway, I said I was going to push on, we're going to push on. Push on. Keep looking. Who would want to spend the whole... Okay, yep, same thing. Is this going to be a different slogan? Come, support us in our efforts to put the brakes on the runaway march of progress before it's too late for humanity. It's going to be the same thing. Yep. Talk. Okay, same thing.
Really? That's the best...
There's one more. There's one here. Nope. Same thing. Aren't you tired of being told that if you undergo some elective gene therapy or cybernetic enhancement, you'd be better than human instead of less than one? We want to bring humanity back to a simpler time, a better time, before rampant usage of hybridization and cybernetics made us have to question the very nature of our humanity. Yeah, the concept of a simpler time is so questionable, given that all of human progress is dependent on the incremental leaps we have made in technology. Long before we were even human, so, yeah. Anywho, alright, protest leader. Look at an animated older man leads the group of protesters. Have a quick sip. Oh yeah, just to clarify what I'm reading in chat, responses I'm getting, etc. I'm not sympathizing with human revolution at all. It's some of the elements in the way that this is being presented. So first I was talking about how it was attacking... I was making fun of them for the fact that they were protesting as opposed to their views. And then I started talking about, the validity of protest. And this sort of protest I find invalid and bad, and then it all just went to shit. And I apologize. I was not trying to say that any of this is good. I was trying to muddle through some of the finer points there. And yeah, as I said, half-baked, requires more thought on my part. Let's try the milk.
Your contribution to the cause is greatly appreciated.
No, that's ours. You can't take it.
Oh, come on!
Oh, thank heavens.
No. I want to be rid of this milk.
Oh, we don't require ID to join the cause, and there's no age requirement either.
Business card, yeah, let's unlock this.
Hello there! Would you like to hear about the dangers of our country's unchecked use of genetic modification?
Wow!
I have pamphlets. Here, take one.
Brochure added to items. Yannick Fairlight said to introduce myself. I have one of his cards here. I'm writing a story on the protest. Can we speak on the record? This is tough, because Yannick... So we've been leaning into this Yannick... narrative. Or at the very least, we were open with Tomcat. I'm less inclined to be open with this dude. So maybe subterfuge? I mean, Turing pulled a subterfuge thing back in the club, so it's not as if the game is saying that subterfuge is bad. In fact, I had subterfuge thrust upon me so that I could con someone even further than I already had. I suppose I was already conning them. But again, the game said, hey, con this person so you can get in. Yeah, I feel like this one.
The press hasn't been so kind to us lately. They try to feign neutrality, but just look at the way we get covered. It's disgraceful.
I think because your concept of neutral is far from neutral, perhaps?
But no matter. I'll show good faith that you are after what all of us here are after. The truth. We in the
Google me, I'm a journo.
Just want people to really think about the technology and bodily enhancements they use every day and decide if they're actually better off. What questions can I answer for you?
What are the ultimate goals of the human revolution? Why protest at this clinic? How do you plan on enacting the social change you want? Well, let's go for the first one.
We hope to educate the public about the dangers of rapid technological advancements. We want to warn the country away from thoughtlessly accepting every scientific discovery we make before it's too late. We used to say that splitting the atom would surely bring about the end of humankind. But now we're changing the very things that make us human, our biology, with nothing to ensure our safety.
Really? Nothing at all?
The revolution we're after is humanity as a whole making the decision to remain as we were created and return to how we lived before genetic science put us on the wrong course.
The revolution you're after is changing what tons of people already want and have and identify with.
This world is Icarus, flying too close to the sun. It's only a matter of time before our arrogance becomes our demise. Just because we can, doesn't mean we should.
Why protest at this clinic?
Genetic modification is one of the most dangerous sciences we've ever fooled around with. It's playing God on the highest order and threatens to unseat what humanity is altogether. Cybernetics is a dangerous path as well, selling off pieces of ourselves bit by bit for mechanical strength and resilience. But at least a brain-controlled android is still a human brain, even if in a metal box.
You wear glasses, you idiot. You're wearing glasses right now.
Congress enacted laws prohibiting highly modified hybrids from breeding.
Well, yes, because I agree with you. That's if from Congress, it does not mean inherently right.
Now, I do not fault the individuals who come here for treatment, many of whom are disabled and deathly ill. If you ask me, genus isn't the kind of therapy they all need.
There's a long walk.
However, we must take a stand against the medical research industry that would have us cast aside our humanity for their miracles.
How do you plan on enacting the social change?
At our core, we are a peaceful movement and seek only to convince people to vote according to the truths we reveal to them.
Peaceful movement seek only to convince people to vote.
The human revolution has faith that American democracy will win out in the end. It falls to us to make sure that people are informed about the daunting and confusing technologies they put their senseless faith into every day. On a personal level, we would like to exhort every individual to try and live more simply and reject any gadget or medicine that would make us less than we are.
We have reports of a break-in at the home of a parallax researcher with human revolution graffiti at the scene.
Do you have any comments?
Well, the human revolution certainly does not condone such actions at all. We're a peaceful organisation, and threatening people is not going to earn us hearts and minds. But... off the record, some of our younger members can be a bit overzealous, as any hot-headed teenager tends to be.
Well, boys will be boys.
I'll look into this matter personally, and if I discover that any of our younger members were involved, they'll be
left
turned
any
into
incriminating
the
evidence,
authorities.
They'll be cut from the group.
Now, not to cut this too short, but I need to get back to my people. I hope I've answered all your questions.
You clearly missed doing real journalism. I'm impressed.
Papa Woo.
I think you're starting to get back into the hard-boiled investigative journalist thing.
AI bots. Hard-boiled. I
Hopefully
reviewed a
we'll get
fucking
lucky
pair of
enough to
headphones.
turn up a new lead, even if this one didn't pan out like we'd hoped.
What do you think about what he said? The only thing that overcomes hard luck is hard work. During standing here, During isn't going to find him. Yeah, what do you think about it?
I think he was considerably less deluded than my searches on the meshnet had led me to believe.
I meant if he was telling the truth.
Oh, well, he didn't appear to be lying, but I'm not equipped with interrogation sensors. You have more experience with this than I do. Do you think he was telling the truth?
I do. I don't think it was telling the truth. I don't think it was telling us everything. So, whether he was telling the truth is difficult because it depends on how good a liar the game wanted us to think he was. And they didn't play into the jokey, very obvious liar that would commonly precede such a thing if we were watching it in a sitcom or an episode of Buffy or something, where lying is just blatantly, completely obvious to the audience and less apparent to the people in world. This isn't LA Noire. I'm not meant to be interrogating incredibly realistic facial expressions for tells or signs. So I'm going to pitch for the middle because, yeah, it's tough. There wasn't an obvious tell, but I mean, I genuinely don't think that... I think it's a frame job, but saying that I don't think it was telling us everything is, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that.
Continue observing you and try to discern how to read people as we question them.
I mean, I don't even know if that has an influence on the game,
I
or if
find
it's just
myself
conversational.
sorely lacking in. Lead on. And don't forget, we're still here to actually break up these protests.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if we can't figure out a solution together.
With this blatant ROM bouncing in front of
Make
us.
sure to look around and think carefully.
Think carefully.
Sure we'll find something.
Alright. Let's save, because next week we're breaking a protest. Menu. Saves. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Break. Break Pro. Done. Good enough. Alright, Chapter 2, Break Pro. It was my fond hope that we would get through Chapter 2 in a single sitting, but I guess we won't. Maybe next week. I'm assuming next week. Yeah, I'll spend a moment catching up on chat, see if there's anything else to comment on. Yeah. Yep. Crafty and Saz, absolutely putting the shoes to that guy's statements. Well done. Good stuff. Excellent stuff there. Yeah, I didn't go into deep responses on everything he said because I wanted to get through the whole thing. So you guys doing it in chat is fucking perfect. I agree with the lot. That Smile Turing does reminds me of Aang. What's that from? That name is familiar to me. That name is familiar to me. Also go to the main menu. Ooh, where are we? Nope. Alright, we did it. We did another week. Another week is done. Avatar. Haven't seen Avatar. One of these days, I assume I'll see Avatar. Or I won't. That's also a possibility. It's really an either or. Yeah, one or the other. Alright, I'm tired. That was a good amount of progress. I'm glad we were able to win Jess over. I'm sad that we had to lie to someone who seemed perfectly nice to do it, and had to be really nice to them. Like, it was... Yeah, that whole thing was a bit weird. I do regret not talking to Caitlin and apologising afterwards. I didn't know that I was just going to be booted out of the VIP clinic after talking to Jess, and that kind of frustrates me in conversation games when that's a possibility, where it's... Yeah, in games like this, where I'm not walking around a world on my own, I'm going from screen to screen. I mean, even games where you walk around, you know, there can be the possibility that you talk to somebody, and then that triggers the end of the mission, and then you don't get to go back and do the thing. But yeah, there's been a couple times now where I've wanted to do something, but I've inadvertently triggered the next step. And it's not always the same class of thing. So this is often why I will start from the weirdest object and work my way inwards. And thus far I've been, you know, rewarded for that, in as much as the reward is content. But yeah, I wish I could have smoothed that over with Caitlin, because, you know, I like role-playing games. I like to get into stuff, and I really felt that. This is why I play these sort of games, apart from the obvious research thing with this particular game. But yes. Oh yes, Crafty Devious saying that that I've seen the Blue movie. I have indeed seen Fern Gully, as have we all, but no, not the TV show and not the movie, which Combi2K is putting forward, but it is being pointed out that is probably a trap to trap me in a trap-like fashion. Alright guys, that was the game. We're done. I will catch all of you hopefully next week for, presumably, the rest of Chapter 2, maybe Chapter 3. Let's destroy protests. Let's fuck up some fascists. Let's fucking do it. Alright. Fare thee well.